PressProsMagazine.com readers. I'm Bruce Hooley, back with the Lowdown, presented by our friends at Lehman's Hardware, an old-time general store located, and this is important for all you Russia fans, headed up to your semifinal on Thursday at 10 a.m. against Newark Catholic. Lehman's is located just 4 miles off Route 30 on Kidron Road. You can't miss it, so catch it on your way up, your way back. Once you go, you'll want to go again, but you can always go to Lehman's online, open 24/7 at lehmans.com. All right, we start with the Russia Raiders. Big winners over Fort Loramie in the regional baseball last weekend. They returned to the state tournament. Congrats to them. Good luck against Newark Catholic. Newark Catholic, a powerful program, won a bunch of titles. Russia has won more than a half a century ago. So maybe they will get it done at Akron this weekend. Last weekend in Akron, not a great weekend for teams that Press Pros covers, but it is a great weekend when you make it to the state Final Four. Bradford, your defending state champion in Division 4, loses in the semifinals. Miami East goes down in Division 3, and Jonathan Alder loses in the final 2-1. Very tightly played, well-played game against Worcester Triway. 2-1, the Alder Pioneers lose in the Division 2 title game. So congrats to all three of those teams, and to, of course, the rest of the track athletes from all over the state of Ohio, including the Press Pros area, that did very well and won lots of titles in state track. It is impossible to keep track of everybody from every school who wins state championships in track, but you will find a recap of the Division 1 state meet on our Central Ohio pages at PressProsMagazine.com. All right, what do we have going on right now? Well, we have the transfer portal. You say, well, that's college sports, and hasn't it kind of cooled down? I'm talking about the Ohio High School Athletic Association transfer portal. Wow. All kinds of kids moving around, couple headlines. Bryce Schondelmeyer, Arcanum quarterback, not anymore. He's going to be playing at Springfield. And when you think about last year, Jonathan Powell, Chaminade Julien, 6'6" sophomore, wondrously talented. He's not coming back to Chaminade. He's going to Centerville, which lost 5 seniors off their state runner-up team. Gabe Cupps is back. Now he'll get to play with Jonathan Powell. Now listen. Jonathan Powell, you should strike up a close friendship with Gabe Cupps. You should be a great teammate of Gabe Cupps. But if Gabe Cupps comes to you and tries to sell you on going to Indiana with him, that's when you tune Gabe Cupps out. Okay, that's when you don't pay any attention to Gabe Cupps, because Jonathan Powell, you belong at Ohio State. That is where you belong. I watched you 2 years ago as a freshman, and I was like, wow, I hope Ohio State gets him. So please, do not do serious damage to my ticker by listening to Gabe Cupps and by going to Indiana. And that's not the only transfer that Centerville is getting. Colin O'Connor from Tecumseh, who was Mr. Basketball in Clark County, a 1,000-point career scorer at Tecumseh, he's also going to Centerville and is working out with the Elks. So if you thought Centerville was going away from Division I basketball, doesn't seem like it. When you give Brooke Cupps, the head coach of the Centerville Elks, that kind of talent, you know something good is going to happen. But it's not all bad news for Chaminade Julien, because George Washington, no, not the guy who chopped down the cherry tree, the future Ohio State basketball recruit, George Washington, is going to be playing for Chaminade this year. So he's coming, his brother's coming, his dad is on the coaching staff. So phenomenal get for Chaminade Julien. I'm sure they'd love to have Jonathan Powell back, but if you get George Washington, and that kid is a player, then you're probably going to be okay. All right. I'm going to talk a little bit about something that I'm going to write about on PressProsMagazine.com in a couple of days. Ryan Day and Gene Smith, the head football coach and athletic director at Ohio State, and yes, they're listed in that order for a reason in terms of priority. They held a meeting with 100 businesses at the Covelli Center on campus. You know, when you want to get people a little bit disarmed, you don't meet with them in their office. You meet with them in your office. The Covelli Center is where Ohio State wrestles and plays, volleyball and things like that. Beautiful building. They had 100 Columbus businesses in to basically say, hey, you guys aren't doing enough when it comes to name, image, and likeness compensation of our athletes. We are willing to let our athletes endorse your products, but hey, last year we only had $3.5 million. Only $3.5 million in NIL deals for Ohio State athletes. And just to keep our football roster together, and yes, Ryan Day said exactly that, we need $13 million a year. A year. Okay? We'll see. Let me ask you a question. Can anyone name a single name, image, and likeness endorsement last year that caused you to go out and buy the product that an Ohio State athlete was endorsing? I doubt seriously if you can even tell me a product they were endorsing, but you might remember, who got Jackson Smith and Jigba got a beautiful truck from Reichert Automotive in Columbus. Coughlin Cars gave cars to like 6 Ohio State players. So you might remember that. But did you go buy a car because they got a car? Maybe. If you did, then name, image, and likeness is working. If you didn't, then name, image, and likeness is not working. But Ohio State has a person who is set aside to take care of their name, image, and likeness deals. And their title is, ready for this? Senior Associate Athletic Director of Sport Administration and Student Athlete Development. I hope someday that I'm important enough to have an 11-word title. But right now, I'm just the guy who brings you the videos on PressProsMagazine.com's The Lowdown, which is sponsored by Layman's, which is a phenomenal store in Kidron, Ohio, and it's open right now online at Layman's.com. Speaking of Layman's, how would you like to win a $50 gift card to Layman's? You can, right there on the bottom of the screen is the crawl that tells you how to enter. Go to PressProsContest@gmail.com, PressProsContest@gmail.com. You could be the June winner of our $50 Layman's gift card, and follow us on Instagram at PressProsMag. Follow us on Facebook and, on Instagram, it's Press Pros Magazine. On Twitter, it's Press Pros Mag. On Facebook, of course, it is Press Pros Magazine. We have our own YouTube channel, and we would love to hear from you. So send your letters to the Reader Speaks at PressProsMagazine.com. Don't forget, when you go to Layman's.com, get your 10% discount when you use the promo code PressPros10. PressPros10. Layman's, a phenomenal store. They bring you the lowdown. And we wish Russia well on its way to the state baseball tournament 2 days from now. They'll be getting ready to play. 48 hours from now, they'll be out on the field, taking infield, throwing it around, getting ready to go against Newark Catholic. So good luck to Russia, and have a great day for yourself. We will talk to you again soon here on The Lowdown, presented by Layman's Hardware and Old Time General Store.